That's tier list time. And then, I mean, we got more tier lists, bro. Let me think about what we got lots more tier lists, man. Like, here's a good one. I mean, those watching on YouTube are like, I bet he's going to do the human organ one. Yep, you're right. How'd you know that? From the title of the video? So these are the organs of the human body. Seems like the right level of zoom for me for right now. Let's start with the obvious. You need most of these to stay alive. So I can't just put everything in favorite tier because of the fact that it keeps you alive. That doesn't seem very that doesn't seem very honest. It seems against the spirit of the quiz, okay? Or of the tier list, I should say. Let's start with this one, the greater omentum. Is this, what is greater omentum? Does anyone know what the greater omentum is? It's a fat layer that protects your belly. That's an organ these days, huh? And yet Pluto's not a planet. I'm going to say, honestly, lame. We're trying to get abs. I'm sure this is probably the most stubborn fat to get off of your body, without a doubt. So for that reason, I don't respect it. Secondly, I didn't even know you existed, so I don't really care about you, greater omentum, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's cool. I'm sure it's important so that like when you're moving around, your organs aren't like, rubbing on each other, like crashing into each other and stuff like that, but we don't really care, to be honest. Heart, I'm going to be a little controversial. I'm going to say heart is in the love it tier. And the reason, is it my favorite? Well, it's really important. There's no doubt about that. But it's also one of the organs that's most prone to fail. Especially not to play the world's smallest violin, but I am a man. And statistically speaking, like if I had to guess, let's start with the basics. Something is going to kill you. If I die due to something in my own body going wrong and not like being hit by a self-driving Cybertruck or something like that, if I had to guess, I think it's probably going to be this bad boy right here. Just based on my lived experience so far. Weirdly enough, I think it's a fairly low chance to be this fella. This fella seems to be doing all right. But this fella occasionally runs into problems. But it might not be that. It could be, I mean, there's many things on here that could go wrong, but statistically speaking, this is probably going to be the one that goes for me. So if they had like built it a little bit better, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty good that this thing, they kind of started up. I don't know when the first heartbeat is, but it's before you're even born. And then it can go for like 80, 90, 100 years, man. That's pretty crazy in and of itself. So I got to put a lot of respect on the heart for that. But at the same time, if they patched it and made it last a little bit longer, because this seems to be the point of first failure. This is like when you buy an air fryer with a hinge, man. The Redditors get on your case. We do need heart 2.1. Also, easy organ to draw because they made it look like... they made it look like a heart shape, didn't they? I know that's not really what it looks like IRL, but most organs, fairly tough to draw. Heart, fairly easy to draw, or at least for people to know what you're doing. Appendix, I think, to be honest with you, I think I got to put the appendix like straight into the lame tier. Because it's one of those things, you only hear about it when it blows up and kills you. This seems like an organ. It's like a dead man's switch that the creator put inside of you to keep you humble. just a little organ that most of its function is every time you have stomach pain, you Google appendicitis symptoms just to see if you have if you need to get to the hospital immediately. Just to keep life a little interesting. Your stomach pain could mean that you ate too much gluten or too much milk or milk product, or it could mean that if you don't go to the hospital right now, you'll be dead in 8 hours. So No thanks. Bladder, I mean, if I'm being 100% real with you, and this sounds crazy, it might be one of my favorites, man. How could it not be? Why would it be? Because if it weren't for your bladder, you would just be pissing as you made piss. The bladder allows you, it affords you the comfort and luxury of being able to choose when to piss. I don't want to be pissing all the time or leaking piss constantly. I would rather be holding piss inside so that I could get rid of it at my own convenience. This thing just goes ta-dunk, ta-dunk, ta-dunk. This thing we have a little bit of control over. We could be like, just hold on a second. The heart affords you the luxury of living. They all afford you the luxury. You're right. They all afford you the luxury of living. With some very, very subtle exceptions here. Like, you'd be pretty messed up if they took your bladder out, okay? I think. I'd have to imagine. How could the bladder not be your favorite? Does having a shy bladder knock it down? So, for context for those who know or those who don't, I do have a shy bladder, but I think it's one of those things that's like, it's a misnomer because it's not really my bladder that's shy. It's like that's a problem with the brain, whereas the bladder itself is kind of just like a bag. So I'm not going to put shy bladder on the bladder. It's shy bladder, that goes to the brain. But also, there's no doubt, I mean, that's the homie right there. It is like rating itself. So I can't really not put it in favorite because it's me, which is crazy to say, but because I haven't even seen it. You can't have two favorites. I'm saying I can have two favorites. The brain is pretty amazing, if we're being honest. The brain is it's kind of incredible. Okay, you pump blood around the body. That's amazing. But if we're being honest, the hemoglobin binding to the oxygen is really doing a lot of the work. You're just kind of taking most of the credit. You're holding piss, big whoop. Balloons could do that too, but it'd be hard to get them in there, like right as you were born. Like, it's amazing, but like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing with this. This is crazy. Like this, you just got a couple of little wrinkly pieces of halloumi up here. All of a sudden, they're making past lives, Peter Bruegel paintings, stuff like that, man. Guy Fieri, aiolis. Like, it's the amount of utility that this organ has is out of control. It really is insane. Ears. I got to think about. I mean, it's not really your ear; it's your cochlea. Hearing is nice. I think I could say is good. But I'm going to say something, and I apologize. There's going to be some bad faith responses to this. Eyes are really good, man. Like, if we're doing a discussion of, like, the things that enable hearing versus the things that enable sight, eyes are, they're mogging. I'm genuinely, I shouldn't even say this is a messed up thing to say. I was going to say I'm so sorry if you're vision impaired, because, like, you don't know what you're missing. Being able to seeing stuff is so integral to the lived experience for most people that they can't imagine what it would be like to not be able to see. That's what we're talking about here. Like, this is perhaps the only argument. People will say, oh, what sense would you lose? If you had to lose one sense, what would you lose? Well, the last one that comes up in a room full of Poindexters is touch. Because all of a sudden you start to feel like you're falling all the time. You have no pressure reception and stuff. Okay, but that's literally like, you're literally finding an edge case to not interface with the question. Eyes is the last one you want to lose. Smell, yeah, dude, I'll lose smell, like, just for fun. Seeing shit is so awesome. I wear some metal bullshit on my head every day just to do it. For real, man. People won't even, like, their heart will be failing. They won't even take medication. But if you have visual impairment, you're putting your fucking glasses on first thing in the morning. So tell me that the eyes aren't, like, the top organ, or at least in the conversation of your top organ. You know what? I have to say, now that I've seen a little bit more of the competition, I'm going to move bladder down a little bit. But The bladder is still really good, but it can't really compete with this, which is magic, essentially. And then your eyes, which are turning light. Well, I guess it's kind of your optic nerve, but I'm including it there. But it's turning light into like pictures in your mind, which is crazy. Trachea, I'm literally just gonna say it, bro. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. I would love to like keep breathing and keep having air travel like from the environment into my lungs, but like you're basically just a tube. It's not that big of a deal. You're also right. It is fucked up that of all the design, and of course we all believe that we were designed by a deliberate creator, right? Of all the designs in the human body, the trachea is messed up. The food tube is the same as the air tube. That's just not, I mean, let's put it this way. God ain't got nothing on mouth when it comes to Factorio. They're not the same. They use the same fucking highway, okay? Maybe there's a switch or something, but they use the same fucking highway. You shouldn't, on the main bus, you can't have food and air, bro. Nobody really cares if the food takes a little longer to make it to the stomach, but it's a big fucking deal if there's a little gap in the air making it to the lungs. The trachea, I'm glad it's there, don't get me wrong. Lungs, it's hard for me with lungs. It's obviously better than the trachea. Is it even close to as good as the heart? I mean, you need them, but you need all of this. I don't know. Not breathing is awful. Bro, losing any of these is lethal. You're right. Not breathing is bad. Losing any of these is really nasty. That's not the lens that we should examine this from. Nah, I gotta be honest with you. I'm putting the lungs right there. I mean, I don't really have a good explanation, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of not fucking with it as much as the heart. It's kind of amazing that there's like a lot of surface area in there. It's sucking up a lot of oxygen, don't get me wrong. It lets your blood touch the air. Yeah, but who cares, man? The heart lets the blood that's got oxygen touch my tissue, which is what I actually need. The lungs are just a natural stepping stone to get the blood into the heart, okay? So you keep your mouth shut or I'm actually going to degrade it a little bit more. I might even put it in meh, it's okay. Because like you ain't shit without the diaphragm. The diaphragm is out here like stretching and contracting in order to actually, like you're passive, bro. You're a passive and the diaphragm is active. Liver literally is not as cool as the other ones, but it has to go in the S tier because it like allows you to absorb damage and recover, which is incredible. Like they were cooking when they invented an organ that will regenerate itself. That was smart. Also, I know that like at the core level of like all science, it's all like applied physics. But it blew my mind when, and this is one of the things you actually do learn in biology, and trust me, there's not much. It kind of blows your mind when you realize that the liver removing toxins is basically like a mechanical process. That's fucking crazy. When you get down to it at its like microscopic level, the shit is all just different shapes. At first you're like it's shapes when you're in like kindergarten. Then you get into high school and you're like, actually, it's chemicals. And then when you get into college, you're like, holy fuck, it's actually the shape of the fucking molecules, bro. It's the shapes of the fucking molecules. It's shapes all the way down. All there is shapes. The whole world is just built on shapes of ascending size. Anyway, I think the liver's good. Gallbladder, certainly lame. Literally never hear about it until it goes wrong. So I don't see a good argument. I don't even know really what you do. I think you hold bile and other digestive enzymes. I really don't give a fuck, to be honest. You know what you basically are? You're basically the bad pancreas. Now, the pancreas, this one's tough for me. I think I'm going to have to put it in meh. It's okay. I certainly understand the value of the digestive enzymes. But it's another one that, to me, it kind of pisses me off. Because, like, the heart is so good at regulation, and the pancreas is like, you could have, like, too many jelly beans, and this guy's like, I'm out. I'm like, fuck you. You were supposed to have 3 jelly beans, and you had 5 jelly beans. Guess what? Now you're sweaty. Now you're sweaty, and you have anxiety, and you're in a bad mood. Congrats. And it seems to go wrong now. And this is one of the ones that if it goes wrong, yeah, it's really bad. So I'm thinking pancreas, like, sure, you're better than a gallbladder, but otherwise, hey, thank you, unofficial NL VODs, by the way. Thank you. Small intestines, the whole intestinal stuff is very interesting here. I feel like on a biological level, the small intestine is fucking crazy. The fact that it can, like, basically it just sends food down a tube that's long enough that hair on the side can get calories from it, that's nuts. That's kind of unbelievable. Just send it? Well, there's lots to think about here. One thing I would think about is, like, where did the small intestines rank versus the large intestines? There's no shot for me. Like, if I may, I actually feel like I got to put the large intestine in lame. And it's not me, it's the top of lame. It's not me disrespecting what it does, but as someone with a very mild case of IBS, which is probably as much due to this motherfucker, but, you know, you're always the last person you blame. Dude is not, like, giving his all every single day. Some days, bro took way too much water out of the poop. And some days, bro took the whole day off and wasn't taking any water out of the poop. Like, can you just at least pick a side? And I'm blessed in the sense that I don't have it that bad, but, like, I just never know where I stand with this guy. Like, it's sometimes he's working overtime, and then sometimes he's calling out sick. So I think I got to put the small intestines up in, like, good. The large intestine, I'm not going to say I could take it or leave it, but it is also kind of crazy. Can't you cut out, like, 80% of this and still be okay? Okay is, like, relatively speaking, and you as well, because I mean a surgeon, but the mesentery, I'll be real with you. I don't know what you do, so I'm going to put you in the lame tier. I think if you were doing something good, I would have heard about it by now. Anyone know what this is? Anchors intestines to your back and innervates them with blood supply. Don't give a fuck. So this is mortar. I'm more of a brick guy myself. I don't really care about the mesentery, to be honest. And the lesser omentum, so this is a cushion of fat that goes around other organs. I'm going to be honest, it seems like the greater omentum's doing a little bit more work, but I don't really know where to put you. Stomach. Stomach's interesting. I'm realizing how much I actually hate my body. I don't think stomach's the GOAT. I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible that it's like a biological reactor that hits shit with, like, searing hydrochloric acid and starts the digestion process. That's cool. But just in principle, I feel like anything that causes a common pain is, it can't be in the love it tier or above. Like, you get a tummy ache when you eat the wrong stuff sometimes. And maybe that's not your stomach. Maybe it's strays, but, like, nah, man. What about heart? I mean, you got to go to the hospital, I think. I think I just got to put the stomach in, like, is good. I think a lot of you, if I may, I think a lot of you are conflating this with like the stomach with eating. Eating is awesome, but like eating is awesome because of your tongue. But they don't have a tongue on here. Honestly, if they had tongue on here, might be one of my favorites. It would be love it or favorite without a doubt. But stomach, I'm not giving the stomach credit for the labor that's been put in by the tongue. Spleen, you're like, I feel like I like you. Even though you're one of the useless organs, you seem like less useless than the other useless organs. This is one of the, like when you get sick, it shoots out a bunch of white blood cells into your body, right? That seems good. It is in that appendicitis or appendix and gallbladder tier of like things that get inflamed and cause problems. But I feel like unlike these, at least it's like, it's kind of a team player during the average day. Recycles blood, part of the immune system. I think spleen's all right, man. Spinal cord seems really good. I didn't even notice that it was on the list. But I think I'd have to give the spinal cord like a lot of credit here. It's kind of like the thing that enables your body to do anything, which I know I've said that that's reasoning that we should not use because that's for everything, but like this one's really, really important. This is the one that like controls your breathing and stuff like that, right? Also, it's kind of like spinal cord is kind of like the OBS of the human body. Like it collates all the signals from all the sources and then allows you to do something with that information. So I mean, I got to put some respect on the GOAT OBS. And kidneys, I kind of feel like kidneys for me, I kind of want to put them right up here. A, because it makes it look nicer. But also, like, I mean, you can have problems with them, but I think my kidneys are doing a good job. They're generating the pee that the bladder holds. They're keeping my blood clean, which seems awesome to me. And they were really smart when they gave you 2 of them. You have to put some respect on an organ where they gave you a backup. I mean, it's not really a backup because I guess they really want you to have 2, but like kidney stones, though. One day there's gonna be like a karmic penalty for me. I think kidney stones obviously are bad, but the way people talk about them, as if like they're a common occurrence that everybody goes through all the time, is insane to me. I don't know if you guys have a diet that's so rich in oxalate that you just can't not get kidney stones, but the people, in my opinion, they overstate the incidence of them. At no point did I say they're not painful. But the fact that people are talking about kidney stones as a reason to be mad at the kidney is crazy to me. My kidney stone kept me in bed so long that I quit vaping. You're right. But do you have like a genetic predilection towards kidney stones? Like I thought kidney stones were for like 53-year-old normies. How did you get kidney stones at a vaping age? Like vaping is like it's the parlance of a 20-something. Genetics, I got one at 25. I got one when I was 12. I drank way too much soda, not enough water. And I've never gotten, I was not talking to you. I have a rare genetic condition called medullary sponge kidney. Okay, well listen, I'm excising you. You're an edge case in this one. You should rate kidneys low. Honestly, you have my permission to put kidneys in lame. Like similarly, if your poops are all coming out good, you might be like, put large intestine up there. That's okay. My friend was eating 6 Tums a day and I warned him. A year later, he called me on anesthetic from the emergency room. That's crazy, man. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think I'm necessarily 6 times a day is crazy, but I do think there's a reasonable chance that at some point in my life I'll have a kidney stone, but I don't think I will get a kidney stone because of the fact that I said kidney stone incidence is overrated. You seem to have and you're right, by the way, but you seem to have the naive idea that if you never speak glibly about anything bad, then nothing bad will ever happen to you. Bad stuff will happen to you. It came for free with your birth certificate. But most of it is going to come down to, in my opinion at least, genetics, environmental effects, your lifestyle, stuff like that. It's not going to be Kefka spinning a wheel and going, let's see what ironic punishment would be perfect for this person. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, it's very likely to be something that either you have no control over because the die was cast when you were born, or alternatively, maybe too many Takis when you were in high school because the body keeps score, unfortunately. I wish that weren't the case, but I think it is, man. Anyway, this is, why don't we do a recap? My organs of the human body system tier list. No doubt in my mind. Brain, eyes, sorry, buddy. Brain, eyes, spinal cord. Really, really good. My favorites. Love it. Liver's really good. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to move. I'm going to move bladder to the bottom of love it. But this to me seems right, and with the acknowledgement that the heart is goated. But I mean, it's the point of failure on a lot of people that are like me. So I feel like I got to knock it down a peg for that, just to be honest. It's good. I mean, what do you want me to say? Hearing's nice. You're kind of metal with the hydrochloric acid and stuff. Oxygen's good. Getting energy out of food is pretty nice. You guys just kind of like a means to an end. You're too finicky. This is a bratty organ, man. You too, but you got a little pomelo type look to you that I find very, very appealing. And then lame. There's a lot of stuff here. I mean, there's 3 themes. One theme is, I don't know what you are, so who cares? One theme is we only hear about it when something goes wrong. And the other one is mine doesn't work as well as I would like it to. But that also could be the brain's problem. I don't know. There you go. That's tier list body parts.